Have you ever walked out of a job interview and just wished you'd said something different?
Yeah, we've all been there.
Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to turn that interview anxiety into pure confidence by arming you with the perfect phrases for every single stage of the conversation. Okay, let's dive right in.
You know that feeling, right? Your mind goes blank, you start stumbling over your words, and you feel like you just aren't doing your skills justice. But what if you had a clear, step-by-step guide? That's exactly what we're going to do. We'll break down the interview from start to finish, so you always have the right thing to say at the right time.
You know what they say about first impressions, right? They're everything. Seriously, the first 30 seconds of an interview can set the tone for the entire meeting. Getting this right is absolutely crucial, and it all comes down to starting with a phrase that shows you're professional, you're prepared, and you're genuinely happy to be there. So, let's look at why these simple phrases work so well. The first one, it immediately shows gratitude and respect for their time. The second one, well, that injects some real, genuine enthusiasm right from the get-go. And the third one, let me give you a quick overview. That shows you're proactive. You aren't just waiting to be asked, you're ready to lead the conversation. That's a powerful opening move. All right, so once the intros are out of the way, we get to the heart of it, talking about you and what you can do. This is where you need to communicate your value, clearly and effectively. It's not just about listing off your old jobs. It's about telling your professional story in a way that has some real impact. So how do you build that powerful story? Instead of just rambling, try the simple 3-step formula. First, state your responsibility. Then, ground it with a specific example of a project you actually worked on. But here's the real game changer. You have to quantify the outcome. Don't just say you did a good job, show how good it was. See? See how much more powerful that sounds? Improved efficiency is fine, I guess, but improved efficiency by 20%? That's unforgettable. Numbers are concrete. They make your achievements feel tangible, and they prove your value in a way that vague statements just can't. If there's one key takeaway here, it's this. Always look for the number. Okay, so when the interviewer asks about your strengths, you need phrases that sound confident but not, arrogant. These here, they strike that perfect balance. One of my core strengths is super direct and clear. What sets me apart helps you frame your unique value. When an interviewer hears this, it tells them you're not just self-aware, but you've actually thought about how your skills apply to their needs. Every interview has them, those tough questions designed to see how you handle a little pressure. But listen, these aren't traps. They're actually opportunities. And with the right strategy, you can turn a really challenging question into one of your strongest answers of the day.
All right, let's tackle the one everyone dreads. So what's your biggest weakness? The weak answer, I'm a perfectionist, is just a cliche. Everyone sees right through it. But look at that strong answer. It frames the weakness as an area for growth. Using a phrase like, one area I've been working on shows you're self-aware. And adding that you believe in continuous learning, well, that just screams growth mindset. And that's exactly what employers want to see.
And here it is, the big one. Probably the most direct question you can possibly get. This is your moment to bring it all together and deliver your closing argument. Your answer has to be confident, concise, and really compelling. Now, this response, this is a masterclass in hitting all the right notes. It combines 3 crucial things: your personal drive, motivated, dedicated, eager, your focus on them, contribute to your team, and your readiness. My experience has prepared me. In one short statement, you've answered their question, shown your enthusiasm, and confirmed you're qualified. That is a seriously powerful combo. Now, you have to remember that an interview is a two-way street. You're not just there to answer questions, you're also there to figure out if this company is the right fit for you. And asking smart, thoughtful questions is one of the absolute best ways to show you're a serious, engaged candidate. Asking good questions is just so important because it signals that you're not just looking for any job, you're looking for this job. It shows you're already thinking like a future member of the team. So what should you actually ask? Well, here are some fantastic examples. Asking about culture shows you care about the fit. Asking how the role contributes to the company's goals, that shows you're thinking strategically. Inquiring about professional development shows you're invested in growing long-term. And of course, asking about the next steps is just a practical, professional way to understand the timeline. We've reached the final stage. How you end the interview is every bit as important as how you begin. You want to leave the room or, end the video call, leaving this lasting impression of professionalism and real enthusiasm.
And here is a phrase that just strikes the perfect tone. It's so simple, it's polite, and it's incredibly effective. It starts with gratitude, I really appreciate your time, and it ends with this forward-looking excitement. It perfectly balances respect with a super clear signal of your strong interest in the role. So, as you're walking out that door or you're about to click End Meeting, what is the final thought you want to leave them with? Make it a clear, confident reminder of your enthusiasm. You want them to have zero doubt that you are genuinely excited about the possibility of joining their team. We have covered a lot of ground today, from that very first opening line to your final handshake. The key now is to not just memorize these phrases, but to practice them, adapt them to your own voice, and really make them feel natural. So think about it. Which of these phrases can you start using to build your confidence for your very next opportunity?